Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Here we are. It is the start of a new week. We are in the, I think, first full week of, no, I take that back. This is the second full week of June because the way May ended, it ended as a final, like a full week. So interesting. Okay. So that's kind of where we are. Welcome. I am Melissa Watkins, evidential medium and master instructor with integrated energy therapy, um, certified spiritual life coach, all the good things, right? Everything can be found out about me at melissawwatkins.com. Head over there if you want more information. Anyway, this is what we're doing. What's going on this week? And if you are part of my Guidance 311 group on Facebook, thank you if you are. Every week I do a weekend, I do a pick a card. And we did kind of a romance, which for me, isn't something it's not unusual. It's not usually on the menu kind of a thing. But I think in these energies, it's becoming more and more because I feel like partnership and relationship is coming more into the forefront for everybody as divine masculine and divine feminine within ourselves is getting balanced. It's calling in the balanced divine masculine, divine feminine in your partner, whether it's your twin flame or your most compatible soulmate. So I just feel like a lot of this partner energy is coming up for us. And again, I'm not an astrologer. So if you need an astrologer, definitely go and, there's some great ones out there. I actually just recently found Steve Judd. I'm trying to think who else actually there was somebody I followed on YouTube for quite a while, and then she just like stopped doing videos. So can't really remember what her name was, but sometimes our life changes and it goes in a different direction, and it goes in a direction maybe we're not prepared for or ready for, or it's a surprising direction. But sometimes we just have to kind of let people go on their journey, right? So good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So yeah, so because the card that I pulled this morning for us to kind of see where the energies were going to take us this morning for this week is heart awakening. Breathe into the heart. The heart knows, inner illumination. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a week of really getting in connection with your heart. What's going on in the heart space? How are you feeling towards yourself? How are you feeling towards others? And I feel like this is going to be an expansive energy for your heart chakra. I feel like heart chakras are opening, they're unblocking, they're increasing, they're resonance. The resonance is expanding. And so you're resonating with more people, but it's more like-minded people. It's more people who are going to be in alignment with you. And so it feels like it's time to drop down into your heart. It's time to lead with your heart. These energies are opening up in such a way that it's not about thinking. It's not about willing. It's not about letting the ego, the egoic mind drive the train anymore. This is about dropping down into your heart. And if you're someone that's like, I don't know what that means. How do I do that? Right? Because that was me when people started saying, drop down into your heart. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. It's basically just putting your attention in your heart. And so if you need to put your hand on your heart to allow your attention to be drawn down there, then do that. But it simply is really feeling into, what am I feeling? Not what am I thinking, but what am I feeling? And that is going to then help you to navigate what is being illuminated in your life, where you have forgiven, where you have gratitude, where you have compassion for yourself and for others. And again, I feel like this balancing of this divine feminine and divine masculine that we're going through right now, the divine feminine coming into raising and coming into balance with the divine masculine. We've been so out of balance for hundreds of years of letting that patriarchy and divine masculine run the show. And the divine feminine was just pushed to the background, right? Pushed aside. And that's what's happening now, is we're now coming more into this cohesion of the divine masculine and the divine feminine together. And for many of us, we've been balancing this out for a while. And so we talk about getting into balance a lot. And this epiphany kind of came to me last week, and I've been wanting to share it. So I guess today's the day we're going to share it. We talk a lot about getting into balance. We talk a lot about getting into grounding, balancing our emotional with our mental, balancing our physical with our emotional, balancing our energy, right? We talk about balancing a lot. And I don't think that sometimes we recognize that sometimes the balancing that we're working on is balancing our divine feminine and our divine masculine, as our divine feminine comes back into alignment with the collective, the energies of the planet. But also, for some of us, it's allowing that divine masculine to step back, to not have to dominate, to not have to be the leader. And for some of us who have really embodied divine masculine energy because we were a single parent, or we always had to take care of ourselves, we had to maybe we had to be the leader in our family, we had to be the one in control, or we weren't safe and stable, right? This divine feminine is coming in to say, okay, yes, we have to be safe and stable. Yes, we have to know what direction we're going in. We have to take care of the necessaries. But now it's okay to also lean into your nurturing of yourself, nurturing of your energy, nurturing of others. It's okay to come into your creativity. It's okay to explore the things that bring you joy. It's okay to express yourself in different ways, right? And so this balancing that many of us are going through is less about balancing your mental, emotional, physical, energetic, but it's balancing out within you this divine feminine and this divine masculine. These energies that should not be at war with each other, but have been for a very long time, and probably up to this point your whole life. But now, how do we embrace both and allow both to be front and center together? Because that's where we're now feeling into what is right for us and feeling into what brings us joy and what blocks us, and balancing out these two powerful forces that reside within us. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, everyone watching on the replay. Good afternoon. Good evening. So that's what I have been feeling for us individually, but I also feel like collectively there's this because your divine feminine and your divine masculine are not halves of a whole. They are two wholes, right? They are two whole energies, but they're both a part of you, and they're both a part of your experience to bring you the fullness of the experience that you came here to have. And so this week, it's time to breathe into your heart, to allow those feelings to come up. And for some of you, they may be difficult feelings. For some of you, they're going to be your heart's desire. And you've always kind of tucked your heart's desire behind you because it was too big, or it was too unknowable, or it was too pie in the sky. It was too big. That's never going to happen. That's too much, right? Something this week is coming in to allow you to be able to drop down into your heart And that bigness isn't going to feel so big, or at least you're prepared for it. You're ready for it. You're ready to lean into it. You're ready to embrace it. You're ready to embrace it. Yeah, because you are now more enlightened, you're more adaptable, you're more soulful, and you're more connected. So Archangel Raziel is coming in on the rainbow ray. All the energies, the healing, the love, the nurturing, the clearing, whew, the sovereignty, all of it, the illumination, the courage. It's all coming in this week to help you balance out. And I feel like you're also going to have some aha moments or epiphanies with this enlightened energy, this rainbow ray coming through, bringing you all these I'm hearing the word multi-generational. Yeah, for some of you, multi-generational clearing is going on. So for some of you, for the past 6 months, you've been just going through it. But this week, there's a turning point. This week, with these solar flares, there's a clearing that's bringing you the enlightenment that you've been asking for or seeking or wanting or working towards. Yeah, I feel like this week, interesting. All right. I'm just going to pull some runes to I want to keep going with this message before we get into the tarot. So I think I'm going to pull, I'm just going to pull what I got 3. I was thinking 3 to 5, so I got 3. Okay. So the first one out, Berkana, growth, new beginnings. This is the letter B, Berkana, renewal, birth and rebirth, spring, fertility. Yeah, I was feeling this, you guys. And maybe I'm holding that up wrong. Rebirth, birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth. That's what's going on in your heart chakra. There's been a lot of clearing. There's been a lot of expansion. That's why it feels like a birth or a rebirth. There's expansion going on in your heart chakra. You're able to forgive. You're able to release. You're able to have compassion in a way that you've been held back from being able to before, is what I'm hearing. This expansion is letting you become into the fullness of the expression of who you are and who you came here to be this week. I feel like this is the culmination of a lot of hard work that you've been going through. And so for those of you who've been releasing relationships, you've been releasing anything that just didn't serve you, whether it was a job, a person, a friendship, a way of being, a way of living, a way of dealing. This birth and rebirth is bringing you this renewal of now being able to step into the fullness of who you are. And that fullness that couldn't be handled by other people or other situations, like that's why they fell away, because they wanted you to fit into a box. They wanted you to play small. And that is no longer able. You're no longer able to do that. You're no longer able to fit into that box, to play small, to be the role that they need you to be. It's now about being the role that you came here to be. EI. EWAS. Stability, patience, perseverance, endurance, personal power, strength, initiation. This birth and rebirth is bringing you into the initiation of who you are. For some of you, you're just learning different aspects of yourself that are completely new, that are completely unknown to you. They were unknowable because of the vibration that you were your past vibration. Your current vibration is bringing you into this new expansion that's opening up facets of yourself and your personality and your desires through your heart chakra that you didn't even know existed. Or maybe you had a little glimpse that they were there, but they scared you too much, so you kept laying down. But this is about perseverance also, like keep going. So this new expansion, the new calling of your heart, the new relationships and the new goals, keep going. Persevering is going despite the odds. No matter what obstacle or challenge shows up, keep going, because this is your path, this new path, this path of creativity and loving and compassion and opportunities. These new opportunities you never saw coming because you didn't know this was part of your experience, because you didn't know this part of you existed until you were able to clear out old patterns, old generational karma, old patterns of karma. Yeah. Letter I, Isa. Ice, frozen in time, concentration, stasis, non-action, psychological blocks, standstill. This is why things are happening, because the blocks have been removed. The blocks have been removed. And it is now time for you to be reborn. It is time for your perseverance in the new, going towards what you're desiring and being called to no matter what. For some of you, I feel like this is big energy because you're being called to go in a direction that you're terrified to go in. The only way for you to receive your heart's desire is to let go of an old belief, an old story that you tell yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not thin enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough support. I don't have the right tools. All the divine, all that God, all the universe, the God that you believe in asks of you is to take this step. To take the step that you're on. Take the very next step. Maybe you don't have the right tools, but use the tools you have. Maybe you don't feel like you have the correct support or enough money. Use what you have. It's through taking the step, the action, however small, whatever action it is, that you're allowing the universe to come in to help you. Inaction produces nothing. It keeps you very stuck. And this is the energy that's unacceptable to you anymore, to your guides, to your angels, to your higher self. So this nudging that you're receiving, these signs that you're receiving, this internal angst or anxiousness that you're receiving, it's because it's time to move. And your modus operandi might be to just sit and wait, or keep doing what you've always done. And that's no longer feasible. It's no longer possible. So this old operating system, this old belief system, these old stories, they don't work anymore. They're not going to work anymore. And for some of you, you've been kind of on this treadmill of trying to make it work. But all it's been doing is making you more anxious. It's been making you more stuck. And so I have the Archangel Metatron Sunrise New Dawn spray here from Amanda Ellis. And it just caught my eye as I was talking about this, because this is a new dawn. This is a new dawn in your life. This is a new dawn in your energy. That's what's happening. This June of 2025, this midway point of 2025. You're being called to your new dawn, whatever your new dawn is. So I'm going to spray that for all of us. And maybe after this video, you'll sit quietly and you'll journal or vlog. What are you feeling called to? What are you feeling drawn to? Because it's not the old. It's not the old. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon. So, Lori, the sprays are Amanda Ellis. If you go to angeliccelestialcolors.co.uk or amandaellis.co.uk, the sprays are energy sprays that she makes, and they're with Archangel Metatron. I think they all are. I'm not sure. The ones I have are Archangel Metatron because he is my guide. He is who I work with, and I think why I found Amanda, because she also works with Archangel Metatron. I feel like on some level, her and I are, soul sisters. But I took her Angelic Colors level 1 course, and I was drawn to her sprays actually before that, because she would spray them on camera, but I would feel the effects. So energetically, of course, we're all linked. And so, yeah, so this is the spray, Archangel Metatron color healing spray, and this is Sunrise New Dawn. And I was being called to it because I do feel like we are all being brought to a new dawn in our life. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. Angelic Celestial. I might have spelled Celestial wrong. I got to get a T in there. Celestialcolors.co. There you go. There's the link. There's the link. I want to give her props. I want to give her all the credit. I feel like she's been a big part of my journey this past year. Absolutely. So I want to give her all the props for the work that she does. Her work is very different, but very, on some level, similar. I feel like I'm here trying to help us all ascend, and she's more the collective. She does a lot of like collective readings, which are really cool. Kinds of keeps us in the spiritual collective realm. And I feel like I'm in the spiritual personal realm, helping us all to raise our own frequencies and have the lives that we're here to have, and be the light workers that we came here to be, and have that support of light workers, because what we're going through can be very intense. It's very solitary. It can be an isolating journey, which is why I've also now stepped into the spiritual coaching for those of you who are really feeling like you need support on that level. So all that can be found on my website. But anyway, thank you. Okay, so yes, there it is, 2 of Cups. Yeah, this heart chakra activation that we're going through, it's bringing people into our lives. So for some of you, it is romantic partnership, which is why I did the twin flame video. If you've not seen that, go on to my playlist, 5D Ascension. The twin flame is video is there for those of you who really feel like you're coming into connection with a twin flame, and also a most compatible soulmate. I feel like, and most compatible soulmates might be romantic. They might be a mentor. They might be a friend. They might be a family member, a coworker. Soulmates aren't always romantic partners, but I feel like because this is heart chakra activation, for a lot of us, it is going to be romantic partners, which is why I've been doing these romantic partner readings. So yes, I feel like you're coming into connection with one. I feel like this is your validation that you are. But it is going to come on the backside of a shattered dream. So for some of you, this is really healing that heart chakra, that pattern of abuse, pattern of emotional neglect, pattern of whatever story you were telling yourself about not deserving love in some way, not feeling able to give and receive love in the way that you are here to do. And so that's why this heart chakra activation has been going on. That's why it's continuing to go on. So something that has shattered, that was seductive, that did embody lies, that is not where you're going. That is what is being revealed to you. So for many people, they're very clearly seeing partners and relationships and situations that they thought were there forever, or they thought were the one that was going to go the distance or was their person, right? But the rose-colored glasses have been taken off, and now you're seeing that person very clearly. And what you're seeing is the deception, is the manipulation, is the lies, is the lack of remorse, is their inability to emotionally connect with you. That their manipulation kept you feeling like they were emotionally connecting with you, but really at the end of the day, it was selfishness. And in some cases, I'm hearing pure evil. Sorry. Whew. Yeah, some of you are really going through it. Things being revealed. So yes, this is what it's coming on the other side of these really difficult relationships, is going to be an offer. And so for some of you, this is going to be an offer of romance, marriage, engagement, committed relationship, partnership. So for some of you who these aren't romantic soulmates or twin flames, then it's going to be the business partner that you vibe with. It's going to be the roommate that you vibe with. It's going to be the situation that you vibe with. It's going to be the offer that comes in that really does validate your role, validate who you are, validate what you want. So there's going to be a lot of energy coming towards you that's going to feel very uncomfortable, because it's people offering you things you're not used to being offered, or offered that were authentic offers. And so it's going to be really important, again, for you to persevere, right? Overcome the obstacles and challenges. And some of those are going to be internal old stories that you're still healing and you're still releasing from your heart chakra. Yeah, you're gonna feel vulnerable. Oh my gosh, this is interesting, because I think that the last video I did for the weekend, we talked about vulnerability. So again, you're still being made to feel vulnerable, because you're on a new road. This is a new road. You've never been here before. You've never had someone offer anything to you that was authentic. It didn't come from a pure place. It came from manipulation. It came from deceit. It came from lies. And this is not it. This is not it. And how do you go towards it? How do you accept it? And how do you do that is to know that you are being offered it by someone who is coming through the rainbow bridge. They're coming through. They're coming through. They're coming through. And because you're enlightened, you're gonna feel the deception if this is a test. You're gonna feel the deception if this is not real. And for those of you that you don't feel the deception with, it might be a situation where you keep looking, because it's never not been there before. So this is new energy. This is new energy taking you on a new direction. Yeah, it's time for you not to be indecisive, not to be insecure. That what you're being offered is coming by the way of stability. This is bringing you stability. So for those of you that are getting offered the new job that feels too good to be true, nope, this is your stability. For those of you who are maybe being offered an amount of money that feels more than you've ever made before. No, this is bringing you the stability. Those of you being offered the commitment, the marriage proposal, the engagement, or the just the commitment of being in a romantic relationship that's committed. It's just the two of you, right? There's no outside influence. This is your stability, right? So that's what's happening this week. There's something coming in, the beginning of something coming in, whether it's the internal shift within you to accept it or the offer showing up, but you're being brought something that's going to bring you stability this week. And it's time to accept it. It's time to lean into it. It's time to know that this is for you. It is your time. That's what I'm picking up. That it's all about divine timing, and this is your birth or your rebirth because you're ready. This is your new dawn. This is new energy coming in. That you are more enlightened. You are more ready. This is because your heart is awakening in a new way. And for those of you who've had really closed down heart chakras, and I'm putting myself in this category, you know, when you grew up very emotionally neglected, giving and receiving love authentically, you weren't taught how to do that. You weren't taught how to do that. You've had to learn it, and you have learned it, and that's what I'm hearing. You have learned it. It's time. It's time to open your heart. Your heart has been opened. Now it's time to give and receive love freely. It's time for the rebirth. I was going to get some advice, but actually what I think I'm being called to do is I've got the archangels and the ascended masters wanting to show up. So I'm going to pull however many of these want to come out. However many ascended masters and archangels. So there's one. Two. So we got two archangels so far. Let's see who else wants to show up. And these are going to be archangels and ascended masters that you can tune into, you can work with, you can ask to support you, especially for those of you who are really letting go of an old story and it just feels scary. It just feels terrifying. It feels terrifying to change, to allow in, to unblock, to unburden, to receive. Faith, moving mountains, trust in the ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible, and that's what's happening for you. Where you've had deceit, where you've had deception, where you've had manipulation, and that has been your story, and that has been the pattern, and that is it's out of here. And so calling on faith to help you move those mountains of fear, those mountains of, I can't, I don't know how, I'm terrified, I'm afraid. It's never happened for me before. Yeah, that blockage, that blockage, that is a mountain. That is a mountain that sits on your chest and you don't know how to move it. And you can't move it alone. Call on Archangel Faith to come in and move it for you. And she will. And she will. A simple practice as you're falling asleep, laying quietly. Ask her to come in and take it off your heart. Take it out of your solar plexus. Take it out of your throat. Wherever you feel the blockages, and even if you don't know where you feel the blockages, just help you to remove whatever is in the way of you receiving. And she will perform that miracle for you. And do it 5 nights in a row. She doesn't want you to have to move that mountain alone. You're not alone, especially for those of you who feel like you are alone and it's an insurmountable mountain. It's not. She's here for you. Charity, pillar of service. Serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. You're not alone. You're not alone. Call on Archangel Charity if you're feeling alone. God is serving you. You're not here to do this alone. Whatever the mission is, whatever the purpose is, whatever the blockage is, whatever the lesson is, you don't have to do it alone. You're not here to do it alone. Call on Archangel Charity. Show me the way. Show me the support. Help me feel supported. Emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic, financial, whatever the support is, show me the way. Money is energy. Money is energy. For those of you with real money blocks, you've got to get in the idea that money is energy. It flows into your life and it flows out of your life. Yes, angels can help you with money. Because Thoth, divine magic, the teacher awakens, the student becomes a master. Yeah, it's time. You are ready to be the teacher. You're ready to be the teacher. And if you don't feel even close to being ready, then you're being ready to be ready. You're getting ready. They're getting you ready to be the teacher. I was actually thinking about my marketing this past week, and I was like, what can I do? Because I really want to get the spiritual coaching off the ground. What can I do? And Spirit was basically like, you don't have to do anything. Just keep sharing where you are. Keep sharing what you're doing, because that's going to help people to know that they can get there. They can get where you are. They can get to this level of mastery, of not feeling the fear in your belly of your safety and stability, of not being afraid of being alone, not being afraid of giving and receiving love, not being afraid of not being supported, not being afraid of showing who you are. I mean, for so many years, I sat here and did this work, but I was afraid certain people would see it, not realizing that they were watching, right? Because some of them were kind of hoping I'd fail. They'd hoping I'd fall on my face. There's people out there like that, and that's okay. But when you get to the master level of knowing who you are, being able to give and receive love, coming into connection with your twin flame, knowing that your money is going to be showing up, that you're safe. That's what I want to do. I want to help all of you get here to this mastery, and Thoth wants to do that too. Because this is where you're going, whether you realize it or not. If you're following me, this is where you're headed, to mastery, to being able to share this with others, to being able to be the full expression of who you came here to be, unapologetically, and let the naysayers be there. Let them be where they are, and you keep going on your road. But I know it's scary, and I know it's hard. When I was asked to start doing these live podcasts and taking calls from people, part of me was like, my spirit guys were like, you're ready, right? You've been doing this long enough. You have enough experience. Like, it's time. But that human part of me was going, oh my gosh, I'm terrified, right? I'm really scared. But I wasn't so scared that there was this pit in my stomach that said I couldn't do it. It was that old story resurfacing with not a whole lot of energy behind it. We're always going to be nervous. We're always going to be self-deprecating or trying to play small, trying to stay in that old story, that old box, right? But when you're working with spirit, you don't need to. And when you know you're not doing it alone, and you know that they've got your back, it all becomes so much easier and almost exciting. And that's the mastery that I pray for each and every one of you to get to, because I want you to be here. I want you to be at this level where you deserve to be. I mean, if you're following me or you're following people like me, this is exactly where you're headed, because this is your story. It's just that we're all on different parts of the journey, but we help each other. And that's what I love about what I do, is helping you get to the next step or the next couple of steps. So it's going to be a good week. Is there going to be obstacles and challenges? You bet. Always. That's life. But do you have the support to overcome them very easily? Absolutely. Because you're being activated in your heart chakra to be able to give and receive the love. And if you're doing everything out of love, it's always going to work out. It's the fear that keeps you stuck. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, everyone. All right, guys. 40 minutes. Okay, this went a little longer than we thought, but that's okay. I know I have a lot coming through lately. So stay tuned, because I think I've got some different, back when I had my paid membership, I was doing monthly meditations and I was doing healing circles. And I think we're going to get back to that on more of a public forum here on my YouTube channel. So please like, subscribe, share. Yeah, definitely subscribe. Stay in the know, because we got good stuff going on. So have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. I'm looking forward to where we're all going together, and just sending you so much love and so many blessings. We'll talk soon. Thank you.